Hey guys! So, as you can see, I'm in my mom's office again, because of the computer issue. I'm here for part 3 of my questions and answers video. I didn't think I would get this far. I only have questions from 2 people, but that's okay. So yeah, I'll start. My first question is from Fallout at the Disco. How many horses have I owned over the course of my life? Well, I have owned a total, I think, of 8 horses. My first pony was a large pony, literally. He was not a jumper or anything. His name was Peter Pan. He was a bay. I had him for about a year, but he sadly had to be put down when I was 7, like after we moved to this house, because he had a stomach cancer type of thing. But I got to keep a piece of his mane and tail, so that was good. And then I had this one mare, or a filly, because she was 3 when we bought her. And we didn't have her for long because her and I were not good together. An 8-year-old and a 3-year-old were not good together. And she wasn't really fairly broke, like all the way. Like all I could do was walk trot, and what fun is that? And they didn't even tell us what breed she was or anything else like that. They didn't tell us how tall she was. They didn't tell us what breed. But we ended up donating her to one of my brother's ex-girlfriend's sister's barn that she works at. It's a therapy barn, and she's basically been there ever since. Then I had my quarter horse mare, Lexi. She was a chestnut. I had her for about 4 years, 3-4 years. And we went back to another barn. Like, it was the first barn we went to, like, when I moved here. And then we had her there for a few months, and then we decided to breed her to a paint stallion named Hammer. Yes, that was his name, Hammer. And he was a pretty black and white paint stallion. And they together made a beautiful little brown and white pinto filly whom I named Belle. And we had her for the good year or 2 of her life before we sold the both of them. But thankfully they both went to the same family. The person that bought Belle, he also bought Lexi for his brother, so they're kind of, in the same place. I saw them once. Like, I visited them once, but I don't know if they're in the same place yet, or again. Then, that's when Priceless came along. You guys should know Priceless, but I don't know. She was a warm blood. Or, they called her a warm blood, but she was basically a mutt. She was a bay, Clydesdale Morgan thoroughbred mix, so she had 2 hot breeds in her, so she was a very hot-tempered mare. And we made the stupid mistake of buying that mare. It was a very stupid mistake because she was way too much, way too high-strung for me. Like, she had terrible ground manners. When you were riding her, she was fine, but her ground manners were just awful. Just awful. I had her for about a year, and that's when Fame came along. He, because they wanted a hunter jumper, and that's basically what she liked to do. She loved to jump. And then, actually before Priceless, I was thinking about buying this one horse named Scotty. He was a gray thoroughbred, but we didn't get him because he had too many leg issues. Because he was born backwards when he was a baby, and he dislocated his hip I think when he was coming out. And he, has had leg problems basically ever since. And he recently was put down because it got really bad. And now, this is where Smokey comes on. She's my 8th horse so far in my life. And I love her very much. And I'm hoping to have a good relationship with her and hopefully have her for a long time. But other than that, she's my most recent horse, I guess you could say. And Idaho and Dandy were not mine. They were my trainer's horse. They're school horses, so they technically weren't mine. And the next 2 questions I have are from Horse Course 3. What got you to start collecting Breyers? Nothing really got me to collecting them. Like, it just kind of progressed over the years, because I showed you guys yesterday my 2 first ones. My stock horse foal and my classic Arabian. I didn't bring them down here because I didn't feel like it. And then I just kind of progressed, you know, over the years. I did have stablemates before the ones I have now, but I lost them, so I don't know where they are. And it was the Hidalgo, Hidalgo set, you know, with the guy, Hidalgo. I think there was a, I don't remember the other horse's name, and it was the wagon. And I think it came with a driver too, but I don't remember. But I lost that, so those technically were my first ones. I know in my one video I said that they were my first ones, but that's not true. I realized that after. But yeah, just kind of progressed over the years. After I got my first two, like that I said, like when I was like 5 or 6, years later I got Trigger from, you know, Roy Rogers Trigger, and then it just kind of grew on from there. Like people just kept buying me more Breyers, and that's how I got more involved. Do you want every single Breyer that Breyer has made? Not everyone. I would like to collect a lot of the ones in the Smart Chicolina and Roxy mold, because those are like one of my 2 favorite molds. Or the Zippo Pine Bar mold, because I love that mold too. Yeah, because there's really some molds that I'm really not fond of. Like, of you guys that know the Halloween horse, Illuminati, I'm not fond of his mold. I'm not a fan of his mold. I don't know what mold it is. It's like, I think a Wild Mustang or something. But if you just Google Breyer Illuminati or something, I don't know, you'll see him. So yeah, as you can see, I don't want every Breyer, but I just try and attempt to, you know, get as many Breyers as I can, you know, just to keep building my collection up. Because my trainer has a bunch. She has the, like, vintage ones. She's actually, in fact, I think got a knockoff Breyer in her office. It's in the same mold as the Proud Arabian Mare, you know, the standing mare. But it's pure black and it's glossy. So I can tell it's a knockoff because I haven't seen it in the Breyer book, you know, the Breyer collector's guide. But she has this other one that's definitely not a knockoff because he was in the book. It's a gray horse on the same mold as the Desperado, but yeah. So, and I make blankets for them too. So as you can see, I don't want every Breyer. Like, I mean, if the mold is interesting, then I might be interested in getting, like, the horses in that mold. But other than that, I just find what I like. I just like to find Breyers that I like. So I don't intend to collect every one that Breyer has. So thank you for your questions, and I hope to get more from you guys soon. So yeah, thanks guys. Bye!